Sky. Sorry, I like to refer to him by his alternate identities. That way I don't fuck it up in scene. Um, but like if Eric's cool with Sky, he can fucking just hit him up and be like, "Yo, what's up, bro?"
Okay, Tim, since you're talking, you can do the intro too.
Oh, hey everyone, welcome to another scene in Kansas. This is going to be a scene for Sorcerer. It's taking place at the super depressing community college that Sky and Lillian are going to. Lillian is teaching, Sky is learning. Sky is going by the name Aaron Price. And they're going to be getting some motherfucking food because it's a gap between their classes or their days are over. Whatever. This is happening. Lillian looks over to Sky and asks, "Yo, Aaron, what would you like? Would you like something to eat?"
Mm, I think I'll just take a burger. He's smiling softly.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you again.
Hey, it's fine. It's the least I can
He's
do
kind of
for them.
He's frowning a little bit. He's like, I just wish I could be a little bit more helpful to you. I don't. You've helped me so much, and I haven't really done anything.
Don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Besides, it's think of a lot of this as my apology for basically taking you on that little adventure.
He smiles. He's like, adventure's fun. Oh, my friend might be showing up. He wanted to see how I was doing, so I called him over.
Oh, yeah, I can go ahead and chill over there so that way you can hang out with your friend.
I don't. I think he wouldn't mind meeting you. Out of character, he knows you have magic, so he's like, meet Eric.
That's not fair. Lily completely forgot, so she don't know shit. But she'll be like, "Oh, okay, I suppose." I just don't really. I don't want. I don't want to cramp your style.
Oh no. If you told me correctly, you needed to learn how to communicate with people a little bit better. Um, as kind of a favor for what you've done for me. Um, I know it may be a little awkward, but like, you'll be able to talk to people a little bit more.
All right, I guess.
And we'll just kind of talk until Eric gets here.
Eric will just kind of walk in. He he looks fucking weird, to be honest. Jeans, t-shirt with boots on, a a pretty big bag on his back, and a skateboard in one hand. His hair's kind of all over the place, and he'll just kind of look around, see Sky, just throw up a peace sign.
Yo, Eric, over here.
He'll walk over there.
Uh,
Lillian will just kind of lean over and ask him. Ask Aaron, that is. This your friend?
yeah, this is Eric. Eric, this is Lillian, one of my teachers.
Hi, Eric. It's nice to meet you. And she'll extend her hand.
Uh, yeah, it's good to meet you too. He speaks, by the way, with a very heavy Welsh accent. You can guess he hasn't been in America for very long, but his English is pretty good.
You know what? Fuck it. She would totally do that. Lillian is going to squint her eyes. Listen. She'll just say Welsh, right?
That's correct, yes.
And she listens. She just kind of thinks harder. And she's going to know roughly around the place that Eric would have that kind of accent.
Cardiff. He'll look at her and arch an eyebrow and say, yeah, that's it.
Great. That's very interesting. Sorry about that. I have a bit of an interest in the world. So, yeah.
There isn't anything wrong with that.
Please, would you like to sit down?
Sure. And he'll kind of awkwardly sit down.
Lillian's mind, she's like, oh my god, I'm fucking up. I'm a 40-year-old woman talking to this man. Oh my god.
Kim, I just realized we're sitting probably outside.
Goodbye, Grant.
I figured we was inside, but whatevs.
Oh, we're inside? That's fine.
That's what I thought.
That works better. That works better. I just thought like inside would be more full of classes. Anyway. So, what have you been up to, Eric? I don't know if Michael told you everything that's been going on with me, but I'd be more interested in what's going on with you.
I'm kind of arch an eyebrow and say,
Keep talking, we can't hear you. Speak up.
I'll arch an eyebrow and say, I haven't heard anything from anybody in a while. I've been keeping my head down for the most part, especially with what's been going on.
Yeah. He'll frown a little bit.
What has been going on then that I haven't been here for?
Well, my name's Aaron Price now.
Okay.
I'm not part of my family anymore.
We see how much empathy this dude. Okay, so he's got at least empathy too, so he knows to at least be a little kind right now. So he'll nod and say, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's cool. I think it's better this way.
He'll nod and give a thumbs up.
Did you try to play any more video games since we last played? He smiles.
I have been much too busy working at the forge.
I hear you there. He looks over at the college.
Must be interesting.
It's certainly different. I mean, just trying to get used to all of it.
I'll nod. Sometimes change is a very good thing, so.
Yeah. Aaron will kind of look over to Lillian, see how what she's doing.
She's just listening since it seems like they're discussing some slightly personal things. She doesn't seem to be angry or sad about anything. She's just listening.
Yeah. I think you heard about everything that's happened besides us personally too, right?
With the things being gone, correct?
Yeah.
I was there with Zach when we first found them.
I had to hear about it from my brother.
Hold on.
When he says brother, by the way, you can tell like he grits his teeth a little bit.
So, if I may,
Go ahead.
you two seem to be talking in a lot of code and vagaries, which, if you need someplace more private, I don't think that would be a very big issue.
Sky just kind of looks over at you and he's like, "No, it's fine. I want you to actually talk a little bit more and be able to talk with us. I shouldn't be talking about the personal things. I'm sorry."
I don't personally mind the personal things. It's just, well, it seems like there's a lot that you two can't mention because I'm here.
And there are times in which we can speak about those later.
Sky will just kind of nod and just say, "Eric's right. Well, we don't have to talk about that. What you haven't really even met Eric," and he smiles.
And he seems like a pretty level-headed young man. You must be taking quite the course load. As Lillian looks at Eric's backpack, which I assume is probably fucking filled to the brim, although probably not with books. Oh no, that.
It's yeah. I'll just kind of shrug and say, I guess you could say that, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, my friends tend to be very, and he smiles, studious.
Eric will just nod.
Well, I do get that. I'm much the same way.
always interesting.
Sky shrugs. He's like, my biggest problems is the fact that I'm not as studious and I'm more, oh yeah, let's do PE. Let's learn how to fight. Yeah, that's great. I want to learn how to do acrobatics. Ooh, I love animals. No, that's not so great.
If you wish to have someone to teach you to fight, I would be more than happy to. I'm quite proficient with a blade.
Really? He smiles.
You teach self-defense classes.
One could call them that, yes.
What would others call them?
Another form of learning. Sorry, Kim.
No, that's all good. Eric will just kind of point the sky and just kind of nod his head.
I'll admit I'm a bit curious about that.
Out of character, that's basically what happened. He told him that she's gonna be more curious about the unknown.
No, it's actually not that. This isn't that. This isn't that. This is something entirely different.
Oh, okay.
And what are you curious about?
Learning how to defend myself.
Okay. If you wish to join, Aaron with these classes, that is fine with me.
Aaron will smile and he'll say, and I could teach you a little bit of hand to hand. I'm no martial artist, but
That would be Michael's jurisdiction, wouldn't it?
yeah, I'm more of a brawler.
Oh, you also know Michael. If it's the same Michael that I'm thinking of.
It more than likely is, yes.
Negima cosplay?
Excuse me?
The one that looks like he's doing a Negima cosplay. Like a cosplay from the anime Negima. Never mind.
It's an anime. He just appears to look like he's cosplaying. He just has a very similar appearance.
I do not know what this whatever anime you were talking about is. It's I don't watch that sort of thing. But the child, yes. That is who I am speaking of.
The child prodigy, Michael.
You wish to call him a protege.
I mean, he's only 13 and in university.
Eric will just shrug. I suppose some could call him that.
I mean, it is rubbed in my face pretty much every day from either my brother or why can't I be smart like him?
I'm sorry, can you tell me more about your brother?
I mean, you could look pretty much everywhere. already know that my last name used to be Olmsted.
I don't care about what the tabloids say. I care about what you have to say.
I used to think he meant well, but he is very demanding. He wants me to be perfect and will constantly tell me about my flaws and what he has accomplished before my age. It's hard to think about, and
That does not sound
Well,
like a brother. That sounds like a tormentor.
he frowns. He's like, it is what it is. I'm not even his full brother, and I feel like he treats me differently because of that.
Then why do you stay under his thumb? It seems he has already kicked you out on your ass, for lack of a better term. Put him out of your life entirely if he causes you such pain.
He nods. I might. I still have a set mentality that he's my brother, and there's still some love there. So I hope that I can figure out a way to understand him, or if I can't, then
He might be your family, but what good is family if they treat you like dirt? You can find random people on the street that will treat you better than that.
As there's almost
Sky will
a
nod.
line pointing to Lillian.
Sky just kind of smiles over at Lillian, and he's like, I mean, I didn't tell you this, but Lillian barely knows me. She helped me almost the instant she met me.
Okay? All this does is
So,
prove my point.
exactly. You're right. Right now, I believe that I am going to better myself, and he's not in control of me.
But if
He may watch me, he may try to control me by using influence, but he's made me change my name, and that makes me a different person.
Well, you are certainly not going to get out of under his thumb if you continue to constantly talk about him, my brother this, my brother that.
True. Sometimes it's hard not to think about that because he did raise me, but in time, I'll grow. I feel like when I met all of you, all of my friends, I've grown a little bit step by step. I've made stupid mistakes, but because of you guys, I'm stronger today.
Or just kind of shrugs and then nods.
Aaron will frown and he'll just kind of say, I didn't mean to make this all about me. I just tried to explain when I was asked. I would like to know more about you, though, Lillian.
Oh, okay. What would you like to know?
What made you want to be a teacher?
Lillian has to think about that. I didn't like just sitting around doing nothing. So I wanted to get up and do something.
Well, something is definitely better than nothing.
Yes, yes, it is. She looks very sad when she says that.
If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine too.
No, it's fine. It's just, well, it just is, I guess.
Sky will nod. Another thing. You seemed a little excessively stressed out whenever you thought we were being followed the other day. I don't mean to pry. If you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But I was wondering what. I know it's not. How to say this? You seemed a little bit more stressed out than a normal reaction.
Well, I can't imagine too many people that I'm not sure what a normal reaction to being followed would really be.
He'll nod.
And B, I can just be jumpy sometimes. It's not a big deal, but well, it's something that I would like to work on.
Sky will nod. Well, do you have any interesting hobbies? Anything that piques your interest?
Well, there is a new thing that I just picked up. It's kind of silly, but it's kind of it's a good way for me to pass the time.
Oh, what's that?
I didn't. There are a lot of very interesting things on urban legends, conspiracy theories. I'm not a theorist myself, but it's always interesting to hear about them. And I really like looking into theoretical technology. Yeah, it's a new thing. I started by just kind of Googling stuff, but despite its, and she'll clear her throat, despite its infamy and reputation, the paranormal sections on, Reddit or even 4chan provide some pretty interesting things.
He'll nod. The most I've heard from Reddit is, then again, I haven't really got on Reddit all that much, but I've heard of he grimaces a little bit, the 50-50 challenge.
So I'm not familiar with that one.
Best not look it up.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Oh, I just got a text. Lillian's gonna pull out her phone and she's absolutely gonna Google the 50-50 challenge.
Oh, the 50-50 challenge. You know about it out of character, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, now I know. She'll say, "Oh, that's not too bad." Or she'll actually like clear her throat as she says that, and she'll say, "Oh, that's very. Oh no, that's awful. I can't imagine why anyone would enjoy this or be entertained by it."
That doesn't sound very convincing.
Oh, see, it really shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be.
Well, Sky said that doesn't sound very convincing.
Oh, Lillian will say, "Of course it is. This is awful. Like this plane crashing into a deer and the deer exploding. There are a lot. There is quite a bit. Oh, there is a lot of. Oh, I'm gonna have to clear my history."
I've never actually looked it up, but okay. It's all over YouTube as well.
Yes, this isn't very bad. Like there could be. I have seen some worse things. I'll be fair. Such as the offended page. That one was very bad. I don't suggest that.
Offended page. I will choose not to look that up.
Right. Okay. As Lillian hits the backspace button and she almost Googled it to show him.
So, Eric, is there anything that you want to ask Lillian?
Not particularly. Conversation is not a strong point of mine. My apologies.
That's totally fine. I'm much the same way. So you don't. That's. It's not something you need to apologize for. I guess.
Sky will smile, and he's like, "That's kind of why I called you, Eric, because when I thought of Lillian and her communication problems, I thought of you."
Oh, I thank you.
Probably definitely sarcastic.
Dripping sarcasm.
Sky's just smiling.
I'm sorry if I'm not exactly the most entertaining person to speak with, Eric. I do apologize about that.
There's no need to apologize to me for something like that. I'm certainly not any good at conversation either.
Sky will just kind of like do this frown face, and he's like, "I think I was a little too entertaining back when I first met Eric."
It was certainly curious, put it that way.
So what major were you thinking, Eric, for school?
Probably nothing too big. I've always had an interest in the medical field. So, probably something simple like a TNA or a RA, or an RN, I should say.
Oh, okay. RNs are. They may not.
My bad.
I was just going to say that RNs don't. They may not require as much schooling as a full-fledged doctor, but they are still highly respected within the field.
I understand this.
I'm just saying that it's not. It's a perfectly reachable and respectable goal. Yeah.
Eric's giving her this really weird look. Like, he just doesn't. He just looks really confused at her.
I just mean, good for you setting goals and stuff. Yeah. That.
Hell nod? Still looking a little confused.
Sky will kind of smile, glancing between both of them, but remaining quiet.
So, what do you teach here?
Oh, I teach just basic computer literacy. That's about it.
Intriguing.
Not necessarily. I'll be honest. I think many. I think many around you men's ages would find it absolutely boring.
Well, I thought it was interesting when I was in that class. I don't really know a whole lot about computers, but you teach pretty well.
Oh, thank you.
It's always good to have a respectable teacher who knows what they're doing.
Sky will nod.
Tim, speak up, please. I could not hear that.
Sorry, he said it's always good to have a respectable teacher that knows what they're doing.
Yes, I certainly like to think that I know what I'm doing.
You seem like you do.
Out of character, if Sky is actually taking one of Lillian's classes, she definitely knows what she's doing.
Sky will kind of look over at Lillian and then look over at Eric, and he'll be like, "She knows her stuff. She's not giving herself enough credit."
As most people do. And unfortunately, the people that do give themselves a lot of credit usually aren't as good as they think they are.
True.
But I suppose that is how the world goes.
You know, the way I see it, I was arrogant and thought I could own the world. But now that I'm being humbled, I realize I have to start at nothing. And by starting at nothing, I can definitely become a better person for you. For all my friends. But most importantly, myself.
Yes, you shouldn't really do something for those around you most of the time. If you want to better yourself, it is better to want to do that because you want to see yourself become better. Not because
And that is
your friends are, you know.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I'm just glad that I have people who are close to me that I can rely on.
I'll nod.
By the way, out of character, you'll notice that Sky's kind of demeanor is a little bit like, okay, not his demeanor, like, because that's, but he's sitting a little bit more elegantly, like he's trying to improve, like he has a nice posture.
Is he still wearing those
Like,
super nice fucking clothes?
that's all he has. He's wearing nice clothes.
Like, how nice we talking here? Like
they're all name brand, probably, because that's what Sam was saying. All of his casual clothes are name brand still.
Okay. So Lillian will look over and she'll say, if this is gonna sound a bit weird, if you don't want to do it, that's totally fine. I'm just kind of, advising and all that. Maybe you seem to have a lot of very, very nice, expensive clothes.
He'll look at it and he'll be like, "Oh, these are just casual clothes. I don't know what you mean."
Lillian looks down at herself. These are casual clothes, Aaron.
I don't know what the difference is.
I'm pretty sure that shirt costs as much as your moped.
He'll glance at it. Are you serious?
I may be over exaggerating, but it's certainly not cheap.
He's just glancing at his clothes like, huh?
Eric mutters something to himself in Welsh.
Out of character, he has no clue.
Yeah, no, that's why Lillian pointed it out. Also her nature, which I may tell you guys after the scene because it's kind of hilarious.
Well, I've never bought my own clothes before.
Eric says something again in Welsh.
Lily she looks at Aaron like homeboy just grew a second head, and she's just like, wait, what?
Where do you buy clothes?
Walmart. Well, okay, I do admit I scale up a little bit, but Jan, most of my stuff isn't name brand.
Oh, I usually would just find them in my dresser.
Okay.
Yeah, it took me a little while to get used to the small closet space. I was surprised that you don't have a full walk-in closet. Do not all places have that?
You mean like where the closet's this whole room?
Yeah.
Or just
Where else will you be able to hold all your clothes?
my experience may be different from other people's, but you know, typically a regular fucking closet.
Oh, I thought that
Oh, I'm so
all
sorry.
closets were like that.
I'm so sorry for my language. Oh my gosh. Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh no, you cussed. Whatever shall we do?
He just smiles. He's like, it just means that you're getting more familiar around us.
Well, all right. But yeah, no. Most people, like, a lot of people typically have closets that are. Some of them have closets that you can walk into, and they're like really tiny, like really tiny rooms. But I wouldn't even call them rooms since you wouldn't really be able to sleep in them. But you're talking about a full-fledged like room, like the size of my classroom room. Like that's not a regular thing.
Really?
Yes, most closets are the size of the closets at your current place.
How do you fit all your clothes?
I also fold some of my clothes.
But how do you get out the wrinkles? My suit has so many wrinkles in it.
There's two ways you can do that. You can either iron it, or you take a wet towel, throw it back into the dryer, and then let it dry for a few minutes. The steam from that should be enough to get most of the wrinkles out.
What's an iron? Out of character, his butler probably did all that stuff.
Willie says, look, I'm not going to lie, guys. There's a special rule that I have how long it takes for my characters to say the N word. Lillian is getting close.
And like Aaron has like this oblivious face, like he's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Mother, hold on. Holds up a picture. This. She holds up a picture of an iron.
How would you use that?
Eric's gonna look over to Lillian and just kind of say, "Is this common for an American?"
No. It most definitely isn't.
Eric looks like he's just trying not to fucking laugh right now. He's it's a look of disbelief and utter like fucking laughter. Which I think is the first time anyone has ever really seen him laugh.
Yeah, no, like Lillian just can't right now. Lillian's been doing a lot of things.
Where do you buy filet mignon? It's my favorite.
What? I don't think there's very many places in Kansas that sell filet mignon.
Oh, we usually had at least 5 or 6 packed away. I think it was just always served at dinner whenever I wanted it.
Answer me this. How exactly do you expect to pay for it now that you are kicked out?
It should be fairly inexpensive, correct? Are you guys' sides hurting yet?
It's pretty bad. Actually, you know what? Let me send you what most people get instead of filet mignon.
Called ramen.
No, hold on. Lillian's gonna send Sky a link on his phone. It is to the website for KFC.
KFC. I believe I've heard of this place. I've never been there before. Is it expensive?
For the same price that you could get filet mignon, you can get pretty much an entire bucket of chicken.
Really? It looks like he's thinking. He's like, what else do I not know?
Apparently a lot.
You know what a dryer is, correct?
He blinks.
You must know what a dryer is.
Fucking dryer.
Is it that machine that I saw my butler use once?
But
I'm sorry, out of character. I'm sorry.
It's okay. I don't know how she would respond to that. You know what? Fuck it. No, not fuck it. She's just gonna stand there. She's gonna sit there and she's just gonna say, all right. Obviously, there are things that you need to pick up. Things that you need to learn about. Before you learn how to be strong, you must learn how to function first.
He scratches his head.
You
Okay.
have to learn how to live day to day. Everything else is going to be secondary to that, with the exception of this. Because you talk a big game, and you talk these big dreams, which I completely and wholeheartedly support. But how are you supposed to reach those things if you don't know what a dryer is?
He's kind of like blinking, and like you can tell he's really upset. He's like, I don't know. I want to learn, but it just seems all too much.
Have you never taken the home ec course in high school? Americans have that, don't they?
I wasn't in high school. I was taught by my brother, and I was taught in advanced course. I wasn't taught anything about this home ec.
Oh, and as reference, Eric, they don't have many places don't have those classes anymore. It's a bit of a shame. I took it, but that was it wasn't a very long time ago, but
I believe I asked what that course was, but they told me I would never need it.
Do you even know how to pay bills or write a check or balance a checkbook?
What's a checkbook?
okay, to be fair, not many people have checkbooks anymore.
It is still a common thing. You can not exactly for a checkbook, but the same principles apply when you are trying to count how much you have left in your bank account after you use a card, or to create a budget, or to live.
Absolutely.
What is a bank account? I just know that when I asked for money, it was handed to me.
Nah, this dude should have known about a bank account.
Yeah, no, he knows what a fucking
Okay.
bank.
Okay, he knows what a bank account is. Out of character. He's like, oh yeah, I can. I know a little bit about like my bank account and everything. I've never really had to go personally over there.
You should definitely get one set up, so that way, when you actually start getting paid and getting income, you'll be able to store that money somewhere that isn't just in your home.
True. How out of character? Do you think he would know how to set it up? Because I doubt it.
Hell no.
Yeah, shit, let's be honest, even I don't know, because they don't fucking teach us anything useful in school.
I'll be honest, like, I've done it once before. It's actually really not that hard.
How do you set up a bank account?
It's very easy. We can go to a bank near you, and we can go through the process.
Thank you so much. I'm learning there's so much I didn't know every day.
How have you washed your clothes so far if you don't know what a dryer is?
I've left them in a pile, but the maid hasn't cleaned them yet.
Oh, that was the smell when I came in.
Where is this cleaning establishment to clean them?
Well, normally you would just have to you'd have two things called a washer and a dryer. The hotel does not have those things, unless, well, they likely have a communal one. But if they don't, then, well, you're going to have to go to some place called a laundromat.
Oh, I do believe they did say they had a washer and dryer there. I didn't really quite know what they were, but I suppose that's what I needed to take my clothes to.
Yes. Don't leave them there.
The maid won't bring them back to my room.
What maid exactly?
I believe they called the maid housekeeping in the motel.
Yeah, they don't clean your stuff for you. I think at most they keep the beds and the room itself, not your possessions in it.
Why are they called housekeeping if they don't clean everything?
House, not clothes.
Points to Eric.
Okay. He nods. Interesting. Are your characters like kind of rubbing their temples like, the fuck?
I'm not gonna lie, Alexandra would have hit him. I'm glad this isn't Alexandra. Karina might have just, locked the hotel room and just kind of said, "Okay, you live on the street, you'll learn, or you'll die. It's fine." This is easily the nicest character I have for this.
Also, where can I get a better phone than this? He pulls out a track phone. He's like, I could only purchase this,
What money do
but
you have?
only some pocket money.
How do you expect to buy a better phone?
They should be fairly inexpensive, correct?
Depends on the phone. Like,
Wow.
the one I have, and pull out a damn good phone and smartphone. Like, this is not cheap. This is a pretty expensive phone.
He pulls out another phone that's like not turned on, and it's a Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. And he's like, I thought this would be inexpensive, but I couldn't seem to get another one.
No, it's pretty expensive. It's a bit overrated.
Well, I already transferred the numbers. Should I just throw it away?
No, because what you can do is there anything wrong with this phone?
No, it's fairly new.
All right, so it's just been deactivated.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. What you can do is, since you have the phone, if you have the phone, then you have the phone. And what you'll be able to do is you will be able to get that phone connected to a new network. Now, that does provide another monthly expense to take care of, but again, it's a goal. It's a goal.
Indeed. He looks like he's lost in thought. Like he's thinking of all the things that he's had that is actually stuff he can't have now.
Come back, Aaron.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking about things.
Of course. I know that this is all very jarring to you.
I hope I'm not upsetting you. I didn't realize things were so hard on.
They can be. They definitely can be.
Now, if I if I start renting a home, I have to clean up the lawn as well, correct?
Mm-hmm. Unless you
Oh
pay more people money to do that.
He's rubbing his temples like he's trying to work this out. So I would have to purchase. Oh, what was that word? I've seen my butlers use it before. Oh, the gardeners. Oh. The machine that cuts grass.
A fucking lawnmower. You know what? We're going to get you started watching some TV so that way you can understand basic things.
Okay. He'll nod. He'll say, "Yes, I never really had a lot of time to watch TV. I played video games or watched anime, but regular TV kind of bored me."
All right. What do you play and what do you watch?
Well, I don't play anything anymore, but I've played Final Fantasy. I've played
Which one? Which one?
all of them.
Okay. Acceptable answer.
I've played. I've went back and played some other games as well. Like it was fairly easy to gather the equipment to play older games. Like I've played Might and Magic. I've played Chrono Trigger. Most games I've played. Let's just say that.
She'll nod. Okay. Let's start with something very basic. Let's go with, all right. We'll handle one of the most immediate things. When you open up your own bank account and show me the card, I will get you a game.
Really? You see his eyes are kind of sparkling a little bit, like he's excited to play a video game again.
Absolutely.
Hmm. Also, I didn't realize how expensive transportation vehicles were. I could only buy that moped out there. Of course,
No, I can.
of course, I'll eventually have to pay back Josefina, but
I'm sorry. Who?
oh, just one of the people I went to primary school with.
Right. Do you mean high school?
No, primary school. Don't what it they taught me specific things that I excelled at. And
What? They only taught you what you were good at?
no, they also taught me things that I needed to know, but which I wasn't that great at, but it was more about business and finance and how to handle a corporation. I was surprised there wasn't a whole lot of people in primary school around here.
Primary school isn't a thing around these parts. You have elementary school, high school, then college.
Primary school is an elementary and middle school. That's what we call it. Everywhere else calls it elementary and middle school. And
Out of character, that's what Sam called like his entire education, primary school.
at Sam's in Canada, so
Okay.
Yeah, like he was probably just using the Canadian term. Okay, yeah.
because
So,
like everywhere else except for like America, they call it primary and secondary. In America, we just call it elementary, middle school, and high school. Yeah, Eric will just kind of look over and ask and say, "Were you shipped off to Britain or something?"
Actually, my family came from Britain.
He'll wrinkle his nose.
you don't have an accent, do you?
No, I was born here. They created their own education that I had to follow that regimen.
It sounds like you were homeschooled.
Um, I suppose, but there were others in my class.
Like,
No, because what you're saying sounds like homeschooling. They only taught you specific fields. They never taught you basic English and maths, and the sciences.
I was taught English, math, and science. It was more on they were trying to push me to learn more AP English, math, and science, but it was way too hard. I just felt like I couldn't grasp all of it.
Then why were you saying you were focused on business and finance?
That was the primary focus, though.
it sounds like they were teaching him those things in preparation for that field. It's almost as if he had a major as a child. It sounds like they were trying to groom him, really.
Seems like they certainly groomed him to be dependent on a lot of others. No offense, but you don't seem to know any basic anything.
He'll frown. He'll be like, I can see that now. I didn't expect to not live in the Olmsted family. I didn't expect a lot of things, but here I am today, and hopefully I will grow and I'll learn more, and I won't be so ignorant to the world. And I know it's hard at this moment, but he kind of bites his lip and he'll say, but I am determined. I don't want to be dependent on anyone. Eventually, I will pay all of you back for how you've helped me. To think, I hardly even knew how to use a computer until a few days ago.
That I could teach you a little bit more about pretty easily.
He smiles. That would be helpful. At least I know how to.
As Lillian actually looks somewhat passionate, and she pulls out her computer.
Honestly, I probably should learn how to type and the various different things for business.
Okay, so you were groomed and taught primarily business things, yet you don't know how to do business things.
Out of character, like he told me I couldn't do anything with computers 0. Like I couldn't even touch a computer.
Yeah, I think he's talking about the technological applications of like running businesses. Also,
okay.
Also out of character, Sky did mention that he was bad at it. He was pretty upfront about that.
He'll kind of like blink a little bit, and he says, "Well, I didn't really pay attention in school. It seemed a little too much, and now I'm learning how faulty I was."
It sounds like they may not have been teaching you the best way. You seem like someone that requires a lot of one-on-one, which that's not a bad thing. There are some people that are just good at learning when there is someone that is directly teaching them.
He'll nod. I've noticed I'm more of a hands-on learner. Like when it comes to anything physical, like combat or melee training, I picked that up really fast. But when it came to reading in books, it just overwhelmed me.
Have you considered maybe doing something a bit more physical?
I've thought of it, but
I mean, work to your strengths, right?
True. I also have thought of another thing. I've kind of wanted to be a vet because I have I have a love for animals.
Mm-hmm.
maybe now that I'm outside the Olmsted name, I can learn more on that because it was never approved, and they would never teach me anything.
Well, there are lots of things to. There are a lot of things that you can look forward to. You're still very, very young, so you don't have to make a choice immediately.
He'll nod. Thank you for being my friends.
Well, hey, you're very welcome.
Sky kind of bites his lip a little bit, and he then kind of looks at Lily and he's like, well, if I could learn more about finance and about how I can control my money, maybe I would understand a little bit more about how much the things that I have are worth. I could maybe where is a place to buy cheap clothes other than Walmart? I'd like to learn more about that.
The thrift store.
Thrift store. Well, and I would like to learn more about these thrift stores.
We can do that. We can head over to a thrift store. However, wash any clothes you buy from the thrift store.
Okay. Why would you need to wash clothes right away after buying them?
Because they're from a thrift store. And that means someone else had them before you did. Generally.
Oh, so I can sell these clothes there.
Wouldn't make. For clothes like that, I would definitely suggest something a bit. Something other than a thrift store. We can work all that out, though.
Indeed.
Well, this has certainly been an interesting time so far.
Yes, I should get going as well. Um, Eric, is there any way I can contact you to learn more about the, she'll just raise her fists.
Um, sure, but you should know I don't use my fists. I use blades primarily, anyway.
That's fine.
Aaron smiles. He's just like, I'm more of a fist fighter. If you want to learn that too. And if you want to talk to Michael, he knows martial arts.
All right, sounds good. All right.
But yeah, here, and he'll hand you. He'll actually hand you a card. For looks kind of old, but it's for like a forge shop. I'll just say like the best place to find me is like over there. Generally.
All right. Well, thank you.
It's not a problem. I'm always happy to help.
So I'm going to go ahead and get going. I have an obligation. Um,
Of course.
it was very nice meeting you, Eric, and I'll see you tomorrow, Aaron. Right?
Yes.
Ah, excellent, excellent. I'll see you two later. And Lillian starts to make her way out.
A pleasant evening.
You'll hear Aaron mutter, now to look up YouTube videos on how to use a washer and dryer.
Look, dude, Eric will stretch until after he stretches, he'll look back to Aaron and just say, it's gonna start getting expensive the more and the longer you stay in that hotel room. If you need a place to crash, it's small, but it's livable, and I'm usually not there most of the time anyway. So you'd have it to yourself a good portion of the time.
Thank you so much. Yes, I'll take you up on that offer.
He'll nod. Only thing is when you do get a job, just pay a little bit of the rent or just buy groceries and stuff. Normal roommate things.
He'll nod and he says, yes, I already got a job at PetSmart.
Awesome. So that should help a lot. Yeah.
I guess, I'll gather my things and will you give me the address?
Yeah. You'll have to ride on your moped though, because all I have is a skateboard.
That's no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. He'll just give a thumbs up. Just go get your stuff. I'll follow you over to the motel. Then we can head back to my place.
Okay. And I guess that's the end of the scene.
Yep. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, viewers, if we have any later, for watching. This has been another scene in Kansas.